Dazn.
Dazn is the home of boxing, with over 150 live fights a year.
This fight has lived up to expectations.
Good. Finds the cup.
He's walking it, he's looking, he's begging, and it worked.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
How do you like it? How do you like it? That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Looking to the end zone for the win! Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
It's their time. A night to remember.
X Series on Dazn, sponsored by William Hill. The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you live on the Zone X Series. Let's see some thunder! Here we go. A clean shot, and it could be lights out. Oh, it's the real deal. Hey, he looks like a pro boxer. 1, 2, 3, light him up. Your winner and the new champion.
Sorry guys, just caught me reminiscing. 2 years ago in August 2022, there was an idea, audacious idea, Misfits boxing. Now people said it wouldn't work. They said it was a joke, they said it was a gimmick. But look at us now. We've sold out one of the most iconic venues. X Series 17. We live, baby.
Live on Dazn, X Series 17, a colossal crossover card in Dublin. Danny Arons faces Premier League winner Danny Simpson.
Stepping in the ring against the former footballer.
Dean the Great defends his title against hometown hero Dave Fogarty. And Irish boxing sensation Ben Williams is back.
Smash Warren Spencer's face in.
Plus global superstar KSI returns with a special live performance. X Series 17, live on Dazn. Buy now at dazn.com.
We're in Dublin, Ireland for the 17th edition of X Series. Now listen, I don't know if you know, but we've shut down Dublin. The 2-year anniversary sees pride, grudges, belts and rivalries on the line. Topped off with 2 exclusive concerts from KSI himself. What a night we have in store. Welcome inside the free arena in Dublin, X Series 17. Now listen guys, this is going to be the 2 years anniversary we're celebrating, and I couldn't do this by myself. I'm joined by Roundhouse and of course Ben Davies. Now listen guys, 2 years. Now I started watching this at home, now I'm here presenting. I can't believe I'm doing this, but for you guys, you've been there from the beginning. How amazing has it been to see the rise of Misfits?
Truly fantastic. We have a historic event on our hands, so we have brought the biggest event of the year to Dublin. 2 title fights on the card, 2 sons of legends, and like you mentioned from day one, Danny Aarons was at X Series 1, now he's headlining X Series 17.
I'm absolutely buzzing for it. The fans are already here in force. I can't wait. We have fantastic fights. We have title fights. We have tournament fights. We have everything in between, and we especially have some bad blood that we've been seeing all week long.
No, it's been a chaotic week. We've seen a press conference, we've seen a face-off. We've seen people literally can't get their hands off each other. This is setting up to be one of the best X Series that we've ever seen.
Completely, and to expand upon that, HS Tiki Taki is just a fireball. This guy is torching everything he touches, and the man tonight in front of him, George Fensom, better bring his A+ game, Riley.
HS is up 2-0. He won in the weigh-ins, he won in the press conference. Can he win in the ring? That's what it's going to come down to. Can he show us just how good he could be? I'm incredibly excited for it. I can't wait, but I mean the intensity, it's been almost too much. We've had to pay our security guards double time to keep these guys off of each other.
Also, KSI is not fighting tonight, but he is performing a special concert. How important is that? You know, KSI, one thing I must say about him, even if he's not going to fight, he's going to deliver.
Khaled talked about it at the press conference. He said there are few athletes in the world that can go, man, I'm injured, I'm not fighting, but I will creatively express myself and bring something and deliver. That's what makes him so special.
More than a few athletes, few people, because he's not only just going to come and do a normal show, he's got special guests coming. Yep. He's got new music coming. Yep. He's got everything that the fans want to see on short notice. A short notice performance is just as hard as a short notice fight. He's going to be able to deliver for us. I'm incredibly excited for it, and the fans are too. People are here in force in Dublin. You know it's going to be intense.
Now, if that's not enough for you guys to buy this pay-per-view, of course, what you need to do is scan the QR code or go to Dazn.com. We are not joined by a legend, but she's backstage, and that's Liv. Where you at, Liv?
Yes, Harry, I am here. Ben Williams has actually just walked past me to go into his dressing room. This is where they will walk to the ring a little bit later on. I'm going to be here backstage. It has been carnage, hasn't it, this fight week? One of the most eventful we've ever had in Misfits. Hopefully it's a lot more peaceful backstage as these fighters get in the mode and get ready to go into the ring. And as always, at home, we want you guys to get involved using the Dazn fan zone. All you have to do is click on the fan zone on the Dazn app. You can interact with other people in there. Let us know who you think are going to win the fights. And if not just that as well, like you say, KSI is going to be performing, but he's also going to be part of our comms team as well. So we're going to put some questions to him. So if you've got any questions for KSI, make sure you put them in that fan zone and he will answer them live on air for us. As you can see here, we are backstage. Some of the fighters are this way, some of the fighters are that way. I wonder who Ice Machine is. I've been looking at this wondering who is Ice Machine. Maybe we'll have a little interview with Ice Machine coming up very shortly for you, Harry.
Thank you, Liv. Ice Machine, I want to know who you are as well. But in case you don't know who's fighting tonight, I'm here to show you. We've got Sami Hamed against Jesse Clark. Listen, the son of Prince Nassim. Big shoulders that he needs to climb on. And I think he's going to do well, but you never know. Then we've got Dean the Great versus Dave Fogarty. We're in his city. Can he make his city proud? Then Ben Williams against Warren Spencer. A big fight. The streets have been talking about it. We've been talking about it in the group chats. It's going to go off tonight. Then HS Tiki Taki against George Fensom. We saw the press conference, we saw the face-off, it got ugly. Anthony Taylor against Gabe Silva. Now, Anthony Taylor, 21 days before his last fight, it's crazy. And of course, the headline, Danny Aarons versus Danny Simpson. Wow, X Series 17. But before that, we've got some Cruiserweight quarterfinals. DTG versus Minicon and Jake Cornish against Jake Edwards. Now listen, Mike Edwards, sorry, my bad. But listen, all right, DTG, he's been spoken highly by KSI, also calling him the future of Misfits boxing. Now going into this fight against Minicon, and he showed you the packs. He showed you what he's working with. How important is it going to be for DTG to make a stamp of approval tonight?
You have to exceed the expectations. When people like KSI are talking about you, you have to over-deliver. Both of these guys debuting at a new weight class tonight, but only one can win. DTG, in my opinion, has all the tools, but Minicon has the length and the confidence, Riley.
Let's talk about that new weight class. When you're bringing into a new weight class, some guys fit the bill and some guys need some time. To me, when I see Minicon, when I see his preparation, when I see how he looks, let's be honest, you can tell that this is probably his weight class. DTG does look a little undersized, but some guys perform best when their opponent is taller than him. Can he take advantage of the size differences? Can he get the win? I can't wait to see that one because that tournament is stacking up to be absolutely phenomenal.
Now, this is part of the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, the bracket is pretty amazing, but who's your dark horses? I love a dark horse. Who's your dark horses in this Cruiserweight Championship?
I have to start by stating that Le'Veon Bell is the favorite, and for good reason, but the guy that I'm picking to come out of nowhere and potentially shake everything up is Mike Edwards at 6'6". If he's put in the work, this towering titan could maybe make it all the way.
Absolutely. I think Le'Veon Bell has shown the consistency, shown the ability. He's fought tough challengers. He fought Uriah Hall, former UFC fighter. He's fought everyone, and he's been consistently winning. If I have to go with a pick for that tournament, it has to be him. But as we see, this is shaping up to be incredibly challenging for all these fighters. Everyone's taking it seriously. Everyone's locked in.
Now, DTG and Minicon is next, and the fighters are backstage with the one and only Liv.
DTG, you've been doing this a fair few times now. Are you feeling more confident and comfortable in the ring now?
100%, man. Every single time we go out there, we improve, we get better throughout all the camps, and, you know, we show that every fight now.
Now, KSI said you can take Misfits to a whole nother level. Do you feel any extra pressure with that?
No, I think it's good to, you know, receive some flowers from the big man himself, and I think he's correct. But everything, you know, it's a journey. I'm on my personal journey, and hopefully, you know, that's where we're heading to.
And there's a big height difference, or a little height difference, between you and Minicon today. Obviously, we've seen Canelo, one of the best boxers in history, you know, have height differences between his opponents, and it doesn't matter. Are you thinking about that at all going into this fight?
I mean, yeah, it's a factor, but it's not the factor that's going to change the outcome. You know, I've dealt with it before, and I've dealt with it in sparring, and I'll deal with it again tonight.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
This is everything. This is literally, I feel like this is my career. So, yeah, this is everything.
Some people are saying you can be a bit inconsistent. Sometimes we see you put on a performance, sometimes not. What Minicon are we going to see tonight?
We're going to see whichever Minicon I want to put out there. But I promise you it's about to be a show, so you're going to see the performance.
And obviously there is a height difference between you. DTG has said that it's not going to be a factor. How do you use that to your advantage?
I mean, he's my son, so it's just like, you know, I'm literally, you know, going to pick him up, carry him around the ring, and then drop him off when I'm done with him.
Thank you very much. Good luck tonight.
Remember, we are free to air right now, but from 7 p.m. you can only watch by signing up to Dazn.com. So scan the QR code right now. Meanwhile, let's get to the action with Ben and Riley.
Gentlemen, we're here in Dublin, joined inside the booth. Ben the Bane Davis alongside Riley Osborne. Riley, it's historic. It's going to be fantastic, and all roads lead to Danny Aarons and Danny Simpson.
Just absolutely stacked card, but we're getting this started off with DTG and Minicon.
Whew, here's the tale of the tape. DTG, 25 years young. Minicon, 6 years his elder. Both guys select TikTok as their own platform. Big disparity in the following count, but that simply doesn't matter. We send it inside for the first time tonight to Huss.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the Zone pay-per-view. Welcome to the 3 Arena here in Dublin, Ireland for a night of boxing entertainment. X Series 17, brought to you by Misfits Boxing and their proud sponsors, Prime Hydration, Stake.com, and Kick. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we begin tonight's action with the kickoffs. Our first bout of the evening, scheduled 5 3-minute rounds in the Misfits Boxing Cruiserweight Tournament quarterfinals. And now, please welcome to the ring, Minicon!
I've been listening to laughter all my career. Yeah. I've been listening to them laugh my whole career.
These niggas prayed on my downfall. These niggas prayed on my downfall.
Okay, you gotta win. Now he wants to win a world title? Hell no, he's all talk, he's all hype, he's a joke.
Being broke did something to my spirit. Ass niggas to plug me. They act like they couldn't hear me.
The sound of laughter and the sound of doubt motivates me. So
here he is for his cruiserweight debut. It is the Misfits staple, Minicon, the Menace, Riley Osborne. What makes him so dangerous?
Mams, we were hearing him come out to that Conor McGregor old school motivational talk. He seems to have completely changed his approach. Talk to me about that. I mean, you just transformed AT. Did you transform this guy too?
You know what? I gotta give him credit. He's always been very creative, and now he's got the big stage today, kicking the fight off. I mean, look at the transformation in his body. Both him and DTG have lost a ton of weight to become cruiserweights for this tournament, which I think is the best weight suited for them.
And man, it's not just a physical transformation. Look at the energy. He's always in the past come in looking almost like he's asleep in the ring. Today, he is awake.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent to the ring, DTG.
Last time out, we saw DTG take on a giant in Miles Raksu. Physical similarities, but vastly different styles from his previous opponent, Riley. What does he need to do here tonight?
He needs to keep doing what he's been doing, which is get better. DTG has come out every single time, and every single time he's improved. If he has kept improving, then he's going to keep increasing his chances to fight harder and harder opponents. This is not just one fight. This is a tournament. He's got to continuously deliver.
Guys.
It's an inspired Akatsuki entrance. The Naruto homage is fantastic, and what that group stands for within that canon is offense, unreal violence, Mams.
I mean, I'm very impressed by both of them. They both, the diss tracks, the promotion, the intensity right now, though, that switch is about to flip.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds in the Misfits Boxing Cruiserweight Quarterfinals Tournament. This bout is brought to you by Misfits Boxing and Dazn and their proud sponsors, Prime Hydration, Stake.com, and Kick. This bout is sanctioned by the World Combat Sports Federation. Your timekeeper at the bell, Paul Brown, and your 3 judges scoring ringside, George Milkey, Wally Scott, and Ronald Blasco. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the green and black. His official weight of 186.5 pounds. He has a record of 4 fights, 1 loss, 1 draw, 1 no contest, and 1 win. Hailing from Fort Worth, Texas, USA, the Menace, the Cruiserweight Minicon! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the red and black. His official weight of 189.6 pounds. He has a record of 3 fights, 1 loss, 2 wins, and both 2 wins come in by way of knockout. He is building a legacy of KOs, the lone warrior known as the Giant Slayer, the master of the Rinnegan, the essence of pain, the man who has the power of Shinra Tensei, hailing from Thornton Heath, Croydon, London, England, United Kingdom, Deji Aroye, a.k.a. DTG!
Leg corner. Let's go, guys. Touch gloves. Let's have a clean fight. When I say stop boxing straight away. Back to your corners, guys. Best of luck.
See the height difference there. Something I'm quite used to in pictures as well.
We've got the ref cam on inside the ring. Minicon in the green and black trunks, DTG in the red and black Mams. I'm excited for this one.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. Great way to kick off the night.
Now, Riley, we talk about the length and the size of Minicon, but DTG's dealt with it before.
DTG just gets clipped a little bit there, but he's doing well to punch under the punches coming towards him and gets shots to the body. You got to put water in that basement. Nice ankle aggression.
Minicon now leaning on the smaller fighter. He's taking shots from Chase Demore, Arms Corleone, the biggest guys at heavyweight. If you're DTG, you're probably not going to outpower him.
But you could outwork him, and that is something that has been shown. This is his opportunity to really start to cement himself as a solid boxer. The intensity is completely different from what we've seen in the past. I'm very curious to see how it goes. But this is where he's been weak, right? In the clinch. He's let people kind of work him in the clinch. Is he going to make that adaptation tonight?
You can see Minicon flicking out the jab there. Trying to fire the single right. Beautiful left hook there, Mams.
Yeah, caught him countered very nicely.
Both fighters taking their time. No one really sitting down on their punches yet. Long fight ahead of them. 5 rounds in this fight.
At this new weight class, cruiserweight, they've shed off the pounds. Riley, how do you think that that's going to affect them?
Making the weight can force you to do the work. When you got to make the weight, you got to do the cardio.
Oh, DTG leaning on Minicon now, giving him a little push off the ropes, maybe, Mams?
Minicon almost came to join us at the desk.
He did. Riley does that to me for intimidation tactics sometimes.
90 seconds left here in round number 1. Once again, DTG finding himself on the inside. But that's a smart strategy. It negates the length of Minicon, Riley.
He's coming underneath the shots. That's exactly what he needs to do, and then he's landing his own. And Minicon needs to make that adaptation, maybe go for the uppercuts, but he can't let himself get worked in the clinch.
Now Minicon unloading. Good connections from DTG.
Yeah, got through that guard straight down the middle.
DTG looks composed. Light touch.
Just finding his range.
Yeah, just let him know he's still there.
Final minute of round number 1. DTG in the center, but Minicon looking the calmest he's ever been, Mams.
He is looking calm. He's looking relaxed, but mustn't be too relaxed. DTG is out for blood right now.
Once again, DTG pushing the larger man up against the ropes. Unloading with a combination, Riley. Most of those shots partially blocked.
Partially blocked is still points scored, and that's what we're talking about. Is Minicon right now, he simply is not doing enough work to be winning this round.
Beautiful 1-2 from DTG, not connecting, but that right hand found its home.
Just touching shots from both fighters right now. No one really sitting down on their punches. DTG defending well, though.
I like the pressure from DTG here late. Excellent hooks on the inside. Now Minicon backing up.
Great combinations going downstairs, followed by shots upstairs. And even if he's not trying to knock him out, he's still hurting him.
Better. It's out there. But you've got to chase it down. Time to cut the rope. Get stuck in. Turn him into him. Learning things my teachers couldn't teach. Reaching heights I never thought I'd reach. I'm part of a crew now, never alone. From nowhere to everywhere. I left a small town and turned it around. I was born in Blythe, but I was made in the Royal Navy.
Tight, yeah, just stay on him. Little feints and shift. He's trying to draw you. He's trying.
Couple replays here from round number 1. There's the hooks from DTG, Riley.
Absolutely, combinations, and he just stole the bigger moments of the round by coming forward with consistency.
We'll see if those connections are sustained here in round number 2.
Credit to the fans in Dublin. The arena looks about 80% already. We're in fight 1 of the kickoffs.
And now Minicon being a little bit more active here right at the get-go, Mams.
Yeah, he needs to be. I think nice shot there.
Now DTG bobbing and weaving.
DTG doing what he needs to do. He's not allowing himself to be caught consistently, but Minicon also doing what he needs to do, bringing the pressure. He needs to make a statement at the start of the round.
Tying up once again here early in the first minute. Minicon landing a couple short hooks.
As you mentioned about Minicon, sorry, Mams.
No, Minicon definitely needs to, slipped in a dirty uppercut there.
Protect yourself at all times.
All times.
If we think about how Minicon's using this length and reach, Mams, do you think he's doing it effectively?
I think he could be doing a little bit more. And I think DTG's doing what he needs to be doing to get to be getting in on the inside and getting those shots off like that. Now, Minicon defensively should never be allowing him to get in range like that.
Sort of pop, keep him at the end of the jab, Riley?
The fight starts from the feet, guys, and if you look at the feet of Minicon, he just doesn't have them under him the same way that DTG does at this time.
We talk about DTG being Misfits' most improved. He is showing more levels here tonight. Minicon, though, holding on, landing inside the phone booth, Riley.
DTG is just landing the combinations. He's landing in combination, scoring points, and it's those shots that are going to hurt a guy like Minicon. I was going to mention, Minicon's shown he's incredibly durable. We're talking about a guy who got knocked down by Arms Corleone. One shot is not going to put him out, but a combination could.
Good jabs right there from Minicon, keeping DTG at bay. Minute 20 left in round number 2. A right hand almost takes the chin off. But like you said, Riley, beautiful inside boxing from DTG.
These fighters are going to need to start to manage the cardio. They've been leaning on each other, really grappling in tight, as you can see here, and a lot of volume coming from two big guys. Let's also talk about the weight cuts. These are new weights.
From Minicon, though, caught DTG on the way in, and that's exactly what he's got to be doing. There is a lot of grabbing, though.
Oh, almost into the commentating table they were. A takedown attempt from Minicon in the first fight, Mams.
We need a Spanish commentating table.
That was a nice jab from DTG moments ago. Again, we are just grappling through round 2.
It's going to come down to who has the cardiovascular conditioning, because both of these guys are in a new weight class. They're cutting down, and they're landing shots.
Nice right hand over the top, but a beautiful left hook from Minicon. Now these guys are just uppercutting inside the pocket, Mams.
DTG doing great work in close, landing with a lot more conviction in those tight phone booth punches.
Beautiful pressure from DTG to close things out. The volume from him is truly impressive.
3 rounds left, though. He's going to have to manage that cardio.
And
Some people deny the power of extra flaming hot.
Oh! Is it hot?
No, spicy deniers.
Not hot at all.
But why deny? Embrace the heat. Don't be a denier. Own the fire. Try new extra flaming hot.
Close that gap, double jab cross down the middle. Jab the body, come over the top.
Couple highlights here from round number 2. Mams Taylor, some right hands from Minicon.
yeah, Minicon had a much better second round. Started managing his distance a little bit better, holding on to DTG.
Much harder round to score. Could very well be 1-1.
Nice connection from DTG, who, in my opinion, is winning more of these exchanges, is dictating a lot more of this fight. Minicon needs to use the length, Riley.
Absolutely, he has the ring generalship.
This guy's wasting no time in round number 3 here in Dublin. Beautiful extended combos from Minicon.
And that's what he needs to do. That's where DTG's been winning, is in the combinations, but Minicon giving him a taste of his own medicine, having success.
One of these two will advance to face Josh Bruckner, Mams Taylor. How Bruckner looked against FaZe Temper. You thinking about either of those matchups?
I'm thinking about this right now, and those shots that DTG got off. Look at him, connecting clean on a couple of them.
And he's listening to the corner, Riley. In between rounds, they said you need to uncork inside the pocket, and that's exactly what DTG's done.
He's fighting exactly as the smaller fighter needs to fight. We're talking about a huge size disadvantage, and he's still not getting overwhelmed. But the fatigue is starting to show a bit.
Collapsing into one another. DTG a bit more defensively responsible. Minicon by here in round 3 as Minicon stings him with a left.
Minicon's been so durable his whole career, though. He's showing that right now. The problem is sometimes you can rely on that a little bit too much because you just know that you're not going to be hurt by your opponent.
We're only breath there.
Yeah, we're only halfway through this fight, and these boys are starting to get a bit more tired.
Nice. Good comments here from DTG as Minicon desperately trying to hold on.
He's not stopping, and that's exactly how he's got to be against Minicon.
Relentless from DTG as he jumps right back in the pocket, Mams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Stop boxing, stop.
Going for a head and arm throw.
And Minicon's, DTG's coach was complaining that the referee is allowing a little bit too much of the holding and the dirty boxing. I've seen miniature little elbows and headbutts and things slip in here.
They might be looking a bit ahead of schedule for the PFL events, Riley.
This is a dogfight, though. There's a big hand that lands.
Referee getting quite active, which is kind of understood given where this fight's largely taking place.
Well, he's seeing, too, that this could devolve, right? As they get more tired, this could become a bit of a dirtier fight. He's doing the right thing to make sure to stop that before it starts.
These guys are jockeying for each other's position. Now Minicon just right back on him, final 40. It is flailing and wailing here in Dublin, Riley.
But look at the pressure from DTG. He's putting it on him.
He really is.
30 seconds remain in a right hand from DTG.
Minicon wearing them so well, though. Unbelievable durability on display.
Both individuals busted up some blood.
But with these moments going to DTG, that's what's going to dictate who wins the round in such a close fight.
They're looking more and more fatigued and a little bit too sloppy.
But that sting right there for Minicon is what we need to see more of in round 4.
You're right. Interested to see what advice they're going to give in the corner now.
Completely.
Relax.
Riley, if you're in DTG's corner, what are you saying?
Exactly what his coach is saying. Relax.
I got the towel. Take that.
If he can slow it down a little bit, win where he needs to win, let Minicon burn himself out in spots that don't matter, and land the big shots like that one right there, that is what's going to get him to the 5th round victory, or lead him to a stoppage if he can find it.
It's just whoever is leading the dance is having more success, and when DTG is putting on the pressure, he is certainly connecting with the heavier bombs.
And who remembers their boxing? At the end of that round, Minicon went back to his jab and had a ton of success with it. Who remembers how to stay consistent even when they're tired?
Round 4 ahead for both DTG and Minicon. Their cruiserweight debuts extending into the final frames, Mams.
Going to be an interesting couple of rounds. Can they garner that second wind, which is so very needed? I mean, both of them had fantastic entrances. You want to back it up with the boxing inside and not run out of gas. And here they are, starting off a lot more promisingly in this round, actually.
DTG coming forward. Looks like he might have gotten a bit of a second wind.
Excellent combos from him to kick things off here. And once again, Minicon on the ropes, trying to dip and dodge, Riley.
But he's the bigger guy. That's not the style. You're not dipping and dodging. You got to establish your jab, establish your range, and make sure that you keep your opponent there.
Ben the Bane Davis here with Riley Osborne and the man himself, Mams Taylor, ringside, bringing you all the audio to the visual that you are getting. 30 seconds through round 4. There is a nice 1-2 from Minicon. He has it in his back pocket. He just doesn't take it out a lot, right?
A lot of pro fighters don't have 5-round fights, and here we are in a 5-round fight. They're showing a lot of heart, determination, and preparation for this fight. The tournament, if they want to be successful, they're going to have to lock in. We have seen incredible talent from everyone in the tournament so far, and these two guys are proving right now that they could be up there as well.
In Minicon's entire Misfits career, we have asked him to meet the bar and rise above it, and we just have not seen the consistency. Here in Dublin, Riley, is where he promised us he would over-deliver.
This is his best fight yet, but DTG has just been shown right now to be doing the work.
Quiet, reserved all week long. DTG, not someone who is as brash as others on the roster, but he's just consistently improving. Look at this. I mean, it's 1% increments each day, and that makes entirely new fighters in between their bouts.
And Mams, look at him. He's got that dog in him. He's just walking him down. Even if a shot lands, he goes, I'm not giving you a second of rest.
Yes, he's like one of those new robots, those dogs that just keep coming forward no matter what they take. You can't stop them. I mean, they both do look, I mean, DTG just looks really exhausted as well, the expression on his face, but Minicon taking some big breaths too.
Minute 10 seconds left in round number 4. Minicon leveraging the left hand, tried with the right, but missed on it.
Minicon's having success now, though. Once he gets back to that jab, it seems like he really can't miss. All he needs to do right now, establish that jab, establish that range, and he's going to very dynamically sway this fight. Does he have enough time left? Oh, maybe.
Partial connection with the right overhand from Minicon. He goes back to the well on it. And if you are popping those long-range weapons out there, it's forcing DTG to work. He's either evading or he's wearing it on the gloves, which is going to burn his stamina even further.
Totally stops his advance. He doesn't have a combination if he's defending.
Final 30 seconds here. Round 4 of 5. We'll see who can start putting stamps on this cruiserweight quarterfinal.
Minicon looking like the fresher fighter going into the final round. This is still a pick'em fight. I mean, I'm not a judge, but this could very much so be going either way.
DTG is looking beyond labored in the final moments here, Mams.
He is. But the advantage, sometimes when you get tired, you do get more relaxed as well. And I think that applies to DTG. He's definitely, there's no nerves there, there's no stiffness, but he has to bring some more urgency to win this fight.
Riley Osborne, 5th and final round between these two now cruiserweights. What do you want to see from both?
Well, DTG needs to dig deep. He needs to be able to show us who he is, remind us that he still has the ability. And as his coach is saying, stop letting him lead.
We spoke in the beginning rounds about how whoever is dictating and starting the combinations, they're the ones leading. But talking about leading after this fight, we lead right into the machine. Mike Edwards taking on Jake Cornish in both of their debuts as well. Quarterweight tournament has so much action from so many potential stars. There he is, 6'6", incredibly intimidating. 5th and final round here between DTG and Minicon. Who wants to leave more in the Misfits arena? There's a great combo
there. Jab, jab, right, and 2 out of 3 connected well.
And Riley, we're seeing with the fatigue, some of the boxing technique is evading DTG.
Absolutely, but you can see he's starting to try to bring it back together. His corner knows 3 minutes. Do it for 3 minutes and you can make it happen. Can he dig deep? Because he's clearly the more fatigued fighter. He's put in so much work. Don't let it go right at the end.
And again, if you're Minicon, just keep doing what you're doing, man. He's finally leveraging the length.
He started slow. I think he definitely caught up well, started finding more ring generalship in general.
DTG looking for answers to the questions that Minicon's posing in the final 2 minutes.
He forgot the body. In the early rounds, he was attacking the body before he'd go upstairs.
Oh, nice jab.
Slowing Minicon down with the body shots, and now he's completely forgot about them. He's headhunting. He needs to get back to that. Because right now, Minicon's working him. If he keeps him at this range, he can't touch him.
And the footwork, too. I mean, Minicon is just circling around the ring. He is on the bike, Riley.
Well, the speed has slowed down at DTG. Both fighters really putting it all out there, though. I mean, they are exhausted. Like I was saying, this is a 5-round fight. 2 new weight classes. Very, very tough fight for both these guys.
Extending the left, DTG whiffs on the combo. There's a right from Minicon. DTG eats the uppercut. Minute 30 left. DTG looking a bit hurt, Riley.
He might have hurt him. Let's see if he's able to keep it together. Keep that poker face on. Does Minicon have what it takes to put him away?
Can Minicon find a finish here in Dublin? He is unloading the kitchen sink.
He's got to go to the body.
Oh. DTG not looking too good here right now.
Mams, he's fading. He's looking around and eating punches.
He's got no answers. If Minicon just finds the shot to the body, he can really put him away.
Final minute here. Slapping left into the right for Minicon, doesn't connect. DTG had bounces back off the jab.
Even these shots thudding on the guard are still going to be hurting him. It's completely shut down his ability to have offense, and his feet aren't moving anymore.
And Mams, there's no response. Look, DTG not firing back.
Minicon is doing what he needs to be doing to win, but he still lacks a little bit of that killer instinct. When you see your opponent that dazed, there is a time to jump in and go for the kill. And I feel like Minicon doesn't seize that.
As you can see right here, he should just be on him right now. He's got 30 seconds to work. Just leave it all out there. I mean, the fight's not won yet. He might have it, but
one big shot
could be up 3. We don't know.
DTG, final moments here. Finally firing back, whiffs on the jab. Minicon going for another takedown to end this affair in Dublin.
Both fighters emptied the tank. What a fight between these two cruiserweight tournament fighters.
The next round of crossover action is just a few weeks away. X Series 18 is live from Newcastle on Saturday, September 14th, with a stacked card topped by the middleweight champion Elle Brooke returning against Jenny Savage. I am beyond pumped up for that, Riley.
Just keeping the train rolling at Misfits. I mean, September 14th, all women, as you said, stacked card, back-to-back stacked cards. Can't wait for it.
Mams Taylor, this cruiserweight tournament bout was a fun affair. I'd say the best versions of both fighters.
Look, I just asked the man himself, Leon, who do you have winning? He said 3-2 to DTG. It's arguable, though, and it could be 3-2 to Minicon.
The fan zone seems to have it as well. DTG 78% to 22%. That's what I was saying. Minicon may just not have done enough at the end to get the win because he didn't stop him. So all the work that DTG did ahead of that, all the body shots, all the rounds won, that could do just enough to get him this W.
Round by round scoring is in effect as always, people. You know, Nate Diaz, of course, wants those open-ended fights where at the end of it is what matters most, but that's just not how we roll here.
As you know, Nate Diaz has never lost a fight. He just ran out of time.
Here's some highlights in Dublin. Minicon using the length. I really liked that he started to put everything together at the end, right?
If he'd done that earlier, I think that we would have seen a different fight. You can see that once he had the range under control, he had the fight under control. But we're forgetting about the first 4 rounds. The first 4 rounds was all DTG. He was doing work. He was landing shots to the body. But once he sort of lost that fundamental combination, it was all Minicon all night.
And there was that intercepting right into several uppercuts. You know, Minicon's evolution himself has been very impressive. We talk about
he should do 10-round fights because I swear he gets
better.
He takes like 3 or 4 rounds to warm up and get started.
Again, the winner of this one will move on to face Josh Bruckner in another cruiserweight affair. Winner of that heads to the finals. Minicon clearly confident, playing it up for the camera, as the Menace does.
DTG looking defeated in the corner, but he certainly has not lost this fight yet. The fan zone thinks he won. Leon Wills thinks he won, which to me means he won.
That Leon is the end-all be-all in terms of opinion potentially, but the third round is the swing, right? That's where the momentum really started to shift towards Minicon, and if DTG's banked enough.
Ben, sorry to cut you off, but this is something that isn't what you want to see. You don't want to see a fighter dancing around, throwing combinations at the end of the fight. Where was that when you were in the fight? You shouldn't have all this energy at the end because it shows that you could have been landing shots on your opponent. DTG left it all out there. He had nothing left to give, and he might get the win because of that.
Or he might lose and look a bit silly. We send it inside to Hus Rajib.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Wally Scott scores the bout 48-48 even. Judge George Milkey scores the bout 48-47. Judge Ronald Blasco scores the bout 48-47. Your winner by majority decision, the Menace, the Cruiserweight Minicon!
In his debut at this division, Riley Osborne, he gets it done on the scorecards.
Razor close decision, and in my opinion, one that didn't need to be that close. Minicon looked the best he's ever looked tonight.
Mams Taylor, now we get Bruckner versus Minicon. That's going to be a fun one.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. But I'll tell you, I don't know. I'm flabbergasted because, honestly, I thought DTG had it. I thought 3-2, but
I would have gone with 3-2 as well. Either way, Josh Bruckner is going to be sitting there waiting.
Stay with us here at X Series 17. Make sure you buy all the action live on Dazn.
live on the Zone X Series 17, a colossal crossover card in Dublin. Danny Arons faces Premier League winner Danny Simpson.
Stepping in the ring against the former footballer.
Dean the Great defends his title against hometown hero Dave Fogarty. And Irish boxing sensation Ben Williams is back.
Smash Warren Spencer's face in.
Plus global superstar KSI returns with a special live performance. X Series 17, live on the Zone. Buy now at dazn.com.
All that to come later. First up, we conclude the Cruiserweight Championship semi-final lineup. Our final quarter-final tie pits. Jake Cornish against Mike Edwards. Here's the fighters with Liv.
Jake, we're here. It's fight night. It's something different. How are you feeling right now?
I can't wait, to be honest. It's been a long camp. It feels a bit surreal, to be honest. I've been on this big stage for a debut Misfits fight. I just can't wait, and I'm just buzzing to get in there.
What have you made of this fight week and also the training? Have you enjoyed that? Because it has been carnage, obviously, not really for you, but for everyone else, it seems like it's been mental.
Yeah, it's been a long camp for me due to, obviously, my fight got put back, so now we're on here, which is for the best, really. But fight week's been good. It's nice to be around other fighters, getting little pointers here and there. But other than that, it's exciting more than anything.
And obviously, I've just spoken to Mike. I mean, I had to look up at him. I mean, you've got to look up at him as well. He is a tall fella. How do you think you're going to deal with that height advantage that he has?
It worked perfectly into my advantage, perfectly. It don't matter how tall he is, how small he is, but at the end of the day, it's just me and him in that ring. 4 walls, me and him, that's it.
We're going to see you in the semi-final?
Yes, we certainly are.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
Mike, first of all, you look great. Love what you're wearing. How are you feeling? It's fight night.
I'm great. I'm locked and loaded.
Now, I was going to say, the height difference between me and you can't see it right now, but there is a huge height difference between you and Jake tonight. Is that an advantage for you?
There's plenty of advantages I have. That's one of them, but I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve.
And you're not going to tell us them, no?
You guys are in for a treat.
We're going to see them later. Are we going to see you in the semi-final?
Listen, what I'm putting on tonight, you look for me in the finals.
Good luck tonight.
I love the confidence from both guys. Let's take it to a tail of the tape for our second fight of the evening between Jake Cornish and Mike Edwards. There is a 7-year age gap. Both guys select Instagram as their place of business. Cornish says height means nothing. Edwards says, I'm a pro athlete for 15 years. I'm ready. And we are ready to get this one underway. We send it inside to Huss.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for our next bout of the evening. Scheduled 5 3-minute rounds in the Misfits Boxing Cruiserweight Tournament quarterfinals. And now, please welcome to the ring, Mike Edwards.
As big as they possibly come, 6'6". He is a high jumper by trade, multi-time national champion, a silver medalist, Riley, and now he makes the boxing debut.
This guy is so tall. There's a picture of the Empire State Building with him, and he's just standing beside it, the same height. He jumped up to the top and didn't need the elevator. This guy is an athlete through and through. He's a huge presence. He's dealing with different weather up there. This is going to be an incredibly good debut. I'm excited to see it. I can't wait.
Mams Taylor, why did you recruit this Titan for the Cruiserweight tournament?
Well, actually, the recommendation came from our own small council member, Leon, and he's got great engagement, good fan base, really well-known in Africa, great athlete as well. Very interesting guy to bring into the scene. Looking forward to seeing him box. Guys, I should let you know that the scores did go to the jury backstage, and the points were tallied up, and the decision remained the same, that Minicon won by 1 point overall between the jurors and the judges.
And that's why we have that new system.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent to the ring, Jake Cornish.
He is facing a beyond impressive height disadvantage here in Dublin, but that has not fazed this man one bit. All energy, all activity this fight week. Riley Osborne, your expectations?
It didn't faze DTG either. Fan zone's got it 42% to 58%, leaning slightly towards Mike Edwards, but Jake Cornish has been confident all week. He said it doesn't matter. He's got that dog in him. A lot of fighters can come, it doesn't matter, and they can deliver even with the height disadvantage.
Mams Taylor, what makes Jake Cornish so special?
You know, he's got that dog in him. You can tell, I don't know if you've seen him, the antics he pulled. He's got that, he's been quiet this week, but wait till he unleashes the bad boy that he's got in him as well. He's certainly a character. I think with Mike Edwards, it's difficult because he's such a gentleman, and it's difficult when you don't have a target, a dance partner that you can show. He's got that inner Ryan Taylor in him, if you will.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds in the Misfits Boxing Cruiserweight Tournament quarterfinals. This bout is brought to you by Misfits Boxing and Dazn and their proud sponsors Prime Hydration, Stake.com, and Kick. This bout is sanctioned by the World Combat Sports Federation. Your timekeeper at the bell, Paul Brown, and your 3 judges scoring ringside, Alexander Plummins, Wally Scott, and Sven Grafifi. And your 3rd man in charge of the action in the ring, George Milkey. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the white with green trim. His official weight of 187.3 pounds. And tonight, he is making his Misfits boxing debut. Hailing from United Kingdom, the fighting pride of Nigeria, the machine, Mike Edwards! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the white with gold trim. His official weight of 178.5 pounds. And he is also tonight making his Misfits boxing debut. Hailing from Bristol, England, United Kingdom. Introducing Jake Cornish!
Gentlemen, please. Gentlemen, follow me my commands. Clean boxing, touch gloves. You're in the corner. Good luck.
Mams, you were saying?
The height differences in these 2 matches are starting to look a lot like my old Tinder when I was single.
Riley, this is the same story that we just had in the first fight of the night. Long, rangy fighter versus the shorter, stockier brawler.
Yeah, but we're talking about a guy who was an athlete for 15 years. He is going to have his feet under him like Minikon didn't, and Minikon was still able to get the win. And as you can see, immediately the footwork, the speed is on display.
Cornish getting overwhelmed a little bit here early now.
This is a fast start. We like to see this, but they do have to pace themselves. No, those little rabbit punches right in the back.
Edwards has been very silent all week long. The machine wants to let the hands do the talking. And Riley, he came out of there very quick, very aggressive.
He also crowded himself, though. As you can see here, you're 6'6". Use your range. There's no need to crowd yourself. You can just stay at range, pop him with the jab. You've got plenty of rounds to work. 5 rounds. Don't rush the process. Use the jab and break him down.
Edwards is so big, he can practically just rest his chin on the top of Cornish's head.
Stop! Okay.
Referee getting active. Mike Edwards just wants to box here, and again, pushing forward. Cornish not really having many options outside of the clinch right now.
It's the straight punches. Edwards is coming in with these great straight punches, and those are going to beat the looping punches every time. It's the fundamentals that can make you win.
Massive connection from Cornish as he circles out. 2 minutes remain in round number 1. And a clinch we go, Mams.
Edwards has to just stop crowding himself. He stops crowding himself, he wins immediately almost.
Yeah, he's very enthusiastic, wants to get in there, but he's not keeping range. And he's connected there.
From the high jumper, Jake Cornish in the corner, not really trying to get his way out of there too quickly.
Right here, Edwards could be landing that jab.
Jake Cornish might have to be a high jumper to get to Mike's chin here.
Look at the patience from Edwards, in and out. You can see, while he is just getting into boxing recently, there is some pretty raw power there.
And just, you can see the athleticism and the skill. I mean, this guy could be a problem if he's got more time to prepare. Cornish has no answers for him at all. He's not starting. He's got to start working that body. Start chopping that tree down.
Final minute in round number 1. Jake Cornish leaps in with a left. I like where his head was at with this huge overhand, Mams, but again, you have to set those shots up.
Yeah, and it takes a lot out of you to miss those as well, especially if you get countered on your way back.
Or if the machine can see it coming.
And you can see he's loading up on that shot. He's trying to get the one shot that's going to put him away. You're never winning on points if you're doing that. And it's giving you only one outlet to victory. He's got to start landing points. He's got to start attacking the body. It's the only way. If he doesn't start fixing this soon, this is going to be all Edwards all night.
Final 20 seconds here in round number 1. The high jumper cornering Cornish once more. Beautiful 1-2. Bounces off the gloves.
He needs to do a lot more of that as well, because he's just moving forward and dictating the pace, but he's not letting his hands go enough, I feel.
Exactly, he's overcommitted.
Think you don't like this tasty looking Pepsi Max? You're probs wrong. If over 70% of the UK prefer the taste of Pepsi Max, you probs prefer Pepsi Max. Pepsi Max, thirsty for more.
Couple replays from round number 1 here. It was all the pressure and power from the machine, Riley.
And as you can see, when he uses the full extent of his reach, he pins him. He absolutely lands clean, snaps the head back. He's got to do more of that.
Mike Edwards and Jake Cornish have found themselves in round 2. Credit to Cornish. He didn't get too clean all the time.
All it takes is that 1-2. Mike Edwards just got to stick to that, and he's got this fight in the bag. He can start jabbing the body.
Overhead land. Jake Cornish might have stung the high jumper.
He did for a second. Took his composure away. Brought in that dazed, confused look, but is he going to capitalize on it? Because now's the time.
Cornish will need a lot more of that to bring down the 6'6" giant, Riley.
Well, he's going to need to set that punch up. That punch landed clean, sure. But if he was landing shots to the body like he is now, he'd be able to land that even cleaner.
Clinching once again. Another serving of this inside phone booth action.
And this is, I think, where we're going to see some of that fundamental athleticism start to shine as this fight goes on. Cornish showing a little bit of fatigue, whereas Mike Edwards, he doesn't even have a bead of sweat on him yet.
Beautifully straight jab there, man. I mean, he has done his homework on boxing.
He has. I mean, definitely an impressive showing. It's his first time in that ring.
Cornish whiffs on a big overhand.
I think he's relying on that as his only hope. And but listen, kudos to him. He's up against a much bigger man here.
Winner of this goes on to face Le'Veon Bell in the cruiserweight tournament.
Yeah.
Arguably the toughest fight in the tournament.
That's a tough challenge for him.
90 seconds remain in round number 2, and Edwards just walking Jake around the ring. There's a beautiful jab. Now, closing into the pocket. Riley, like you said, he is crowding himself.
Oh, big shot lands.
Clipped him with that right hook.
Cornish does well to get away. Man, it's just Cornish isn't doing enough to win any points in this fight.
And the key to that against a much taller opponent is you have to spar much taller opponents on a regular basis. Really, really put a game plan together.
Nice connections there from both guys partially. Edwards just walks too much into the pocket before he even throws. He'll feint his way in, and then he won't have the distance to really uncork anything.
And that's just not learning about your own range. Most guys can punch so much farther than they give themselves credit for. And on the side of Cornish, Cornish needs to start boxing. Right now, he's trying to take his head off. Every single punch is 100% power. Whereas on the side of Mike Edwards, he's touching him. He's touching him, he's touching him, he's doing combinations. Only one of the 3 punches might be at full power. In a 5-round fight, there is no way that a guy like Jake Cornish will be able to consistently throw 100% the whole time.
He has been a step behind so far in this cruiserweight affair. Final 15 seconds. Edwards trying to keep him at the end of the punches and inside the corner.
Ben, when I tell you Edwards doesn't have a bead of sweat on him, I genuinely can't see a bead of sweat on him.
It's our 50th birthday, so celebrate with the ultimate party food at McDonald's, featuring the one and only Double Big Mac.
Fight fans, the only way you can keep watching this X Series 17 action is by buying the fights now. From this point forward, you better have it ordered. Now, Riley Osborne, round 3 upon us. What do you want from both guys?
Both guys. Cornish needs to mix it up. He's got to go to the body, and he has to start trying to box, score points, find a different method to victory. The knockout isn't the only way that you can win. Mike Edwards just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He is dominant. If he keeps at his range like he's doing right now, sticking the jab, it's only going to be a matter of time before he's able to land combinations just like that one.
Nice combo into the pocket. Ams Taylor, if anything, Edwards is intimidating.
He is. I mean, you can see his athleticism. You can see he's done some homework here, and he's made some adjustments, you know, from things that weren't working early on. Now he's managing the distance better. And the only threat is that overhand from Cornish, so he's just got to be mindful of that.
Edwards tries with a big right hand. Cornish wraps him up with the anaconda-like grip that he has. I mean, he really syncs up Edwards.
I mean, if he was even slightly more disciplined with his range control, this fight would have been over already. But we are seeing shades of a guy that if he continues to be this coachable, this improved this fast, I mean, we're seeing a guy that could be a challenger for this tournament.
2 minutes left in round 3. Mams, like you mentioned, this came at the courtesy of Leon Wills. Leon, one of the best in the game in terms of coaching. Edwards likely only to go up from here.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressive athlete. And putting that athleticism into boxing, it's not always an easy adjustment, but he's doing well so far.
Leon famously builds warriors. I think that's what we're seeing from Edwards right now. Can he turn it down a little bit to focus on the sweet science, the skill? He's almost too much of a dog as we're seeing him come forward now.
He throws the left hand at a good range. It's just the right hand that he collapses in on and can't find the target effect.
He loses the rear foot, and it comes up, and then he loses his balance. But this is still a dominant performance. I mean, Jake Cornish has done nothing to him. Nothing to him. He's landed maybe 2 punches. Sure, they were dramatic, but Edwards walked right through him.
Cornish evades the attack. I mean, if this was a track and field competition, Jake Cornish would be on fire right now.
Oh, another one.
3-punch combination landed.
You know, also Cornish, this is you know, something that's new to him as well. You've got to give him credit. He's up against a much bigger guy. You can see he's got the toughness. You know, he's game. He's a little pit bull in there, and he just needs to.
Now taking the jab. Cornish, to his credit, trying to throw and make this competitive, but 30 seconds remaining. He is just treading water, Riley.
Well, there's no quitting him. He's a dog. I'll give him all the credit in the world for that, but he needs to start doing more.
Well, both of these guys are far fitter than the first 2 combatants in the tournament. You know, they're still sharp and they're still with it. They're not breathing super heavy.
We head on to the next round here between the Machine and Jake Cornish. Both guys making the debut, but Mike Edwards quite seasoned, Riley.
He is just absolutely running away with this fight. There is no argument every single round for Edwards so far. Does Cornish have the ability to get it back?
Look at this, Prince Naseem Hamed with his son slinging Sammy from Miami. Sammy Hamed making his debut later tonight against Jesse Clark. That will be a very fun affair. We eagerly await to see if he can start living up to the legacy that his father, Naseem Hamed, left within boxing.
If he can even live up to 10% of the legacy, he'll be a dominant force in this sport. I'm excited to see him. I know for a fact that Misfits is where this guy needs to be.
You know, I was really impressed. Gift of the gab the other day. Really, shades of his father for sure. What's he going to be like in the ring? His first ever boxing match. Very exciting.
Well, talking about what's in the ring, Mike Edwards didn't even sit down really between rounds. He was just waiting for the referee to let this fourth round begin. Cornish on the back foot immediately, Riley.
Edwards is growing into this fight. He's getting more comfortable. He's getting more aggressive. He's wanting it more, whereas his opponent is starting to fade.
Mams, at what point do you feel a fighter hits survival mode?
You know, his fitness is still there, and I just think he hasn't got the answers to the equation.
Oh, now Cornish leaning on the ropes here, motioning to the back of the head. Referee ordering Edwards to the opposite corner there.
Just for anyone watching at home, if you ever just turn your back like that before the referee stops the fight, you can have the fight stopped on you. He needs to focus.
Referee taking his time, though. Looks like we will be proceeding with this cruiserweight bout as Edwards just relentlessly comes forward. Cornish trying the overhand, now eating uppercuts from the high jumper. While he may not talk that much outside of the ring, he is coming alive in there, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Edwards taking his time now instead of just throwing with volume. And this is what we were talking about. He doesn't need to be committing to his shots. If he just keeps Cornish busy, if he just makes him think, makes him defensively work, he'll gas him out. The shots don't need to land. They just need to keep your opponent active.
It almost feels like one combination is going to end Jake Cornish.
Well, that's the thing, is one strung out volume, but because Edwards is crashing in and crowding his own punches, he doesn't get that 10-punch combination. He doesn't get to touch him up and slowly break him down. Right now you can see he's going for the shot that's going to end it.
I think Mike Edwards said something to Cornish's corner there. Jake trying the overhand, now bouncing out to the right side. Minute 15 remains in round number 4. Mike Edwards, he's unable to land that, Mams.
Yes, but you know, like, the potential in Edwards, just from watching this.
It is clear as day. Edwards has a bright future in this sport if he wants to commit to it. I mean, we're critiquing him a little bit here, but it's just because he's so dominant, there's almost nothing to say about his opponent.
Final minute, and it gives me shades of another brilliant athlete that went into Misfits, Le'Veon Bell, who could now be his opponent in just several months, Mams.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a heck of a task ahead of him. And listen, it's not impossible. If he gets his training done and he makes some adjustments, obviously completely different fight. Oh,
Jake Cornish.
That's the weapon of choice, but it's not working. It's running out of bullets.
He's aiming for section 411 with that strike, but again, whiffs on it.
Because he never did any of the work to the body. So Edwards knows the shot that's coming. He's not fooling him. He's not giving him any looks. It's just one shot over and over again.
Cornish surviving to round 5 here. Mike Edwards makes his way back to the stool. 6'6" versus 5'10". Riley Osborne, we're in the final round.
Absolutely. Fantastic performance from Edwards so far.
Vance Taylor, if you're Jake Cornish, you have got 3 minutes. You are down on pretty much every single round. What do you try and do?
Pretty much what he said. Yeah, he's got to go for the knockout, doesn't he? He's got to mix it up a little, go downstairs. And for Jake Cornish to go downstairs, he's just got to punch level. You know?
Yeah,
he's
got to look straight.
Yeah, he's got to do a Superman punch to get to the chin. And no, he's just got to go all out, leave it all out there, you know?
And look at this, Mike Edwards again bouncing up off the stool, ready to go well before the bell rings in. Round 5.
Cornish undoubtedly down 4 rounds. As you were saying, Ben, he just needs to fire that straight right hand to the stomach. Straight right hand downstairs, and he'd be able to set up that other right hand. I'll be honest, though, it doesn't really look like he wants it anymore. It seems like Cornish has been relegated to trying to get to the end of this fight.
Cornish,
he's still in there.
He unloaded the overhand. But again, one-trick ponies typically don't make it far in their competitions.
This is true. But
Mike Edwards, beautiful jabs, pushing Cornish around.
Edwards, look, Edwards can cruise to the end of this round and is clearly going to be victorious if it gets to the final bell. But maybe he wants to make a statement in there, you know?
And you have to when you're going up against Le'Veon Bell next. You got to make sure that people know that you're showing up. Cornish showing great durability, though. Really no quit in him.
It's not just about the win. It's also, look, calling it what it is. You want to entertain. You want people to be like, I want to see that guy's knockout again. I want to see that kind of knockout from him again on his next fight. And if you're not going to have, you know, if your personality is not going to be overly loud, you have to be loud in the ring, you know?
You have to find your X factor. This is Misfits. What's your magic? And when you've dominated your opponent for every single exchange, now you're midway through round 5, why not put some exclamation points on it? Light the birthday candle, Riley.
He could have. I mean, the last round was all him if he wanted it. I think he gave him a little bit too much breathing room. And right now, again, he's giving him too much breathing room.
Edwards trying to signal on Jake Cornish, feinting, then into the jab, just piercing through Cornish's defenses, but I feel like the finish is there if he wants it.
Edwards could run a 20-minute 5K immediately after this fight. We were talking about this earlier with Minicon. You gotta leave it all out there.
Yeah, truly do.
Again, value to Cornish for getting under and evading any of these strikes. There is props within that as we come to the closing minute of round 5.
Yeah, you want to make a statement. You know, you don't want to have a forgettable fight. And to be honest with you, Edwards, very impressive, but I feel like he's been... You know what it is as well? When you've got a really great corner, they're going to teach you how to win, but they have to remember and be mindful, this is Misfits. You have to do it with authority. You have to be entertaining, something more in there. Now, slick and good, fun to watch. Definite natural athlete, but yes. I mean, you've got to go for that kill.
This is a
17 seconds.
Sold-out arena in Dublin, of all places.
Yeah.
And you're on the 2-year anniversary card of Misfits. It only gets better from here in terms of fight quality and probably highlights. So try and close it out with a good moment. 5 rounds in the can between these two cruiserweights. In all likelihood, the Machine has done enough to get the win. Ma'am Taylor?
I mean, if he hasn't. No, but imagine that. The jury would definitely overrule it. But if they didn't, then I'm just going to quit everything. I would, yeah, that would be the end of everything.
Clear, dominant victory.
We're under a month away from one of the biggest cards in boxing ever assembled. Riyadh season comes to London for the Wembley edition, September 21st, live on Dazn and available to buy now. Back here in Dublin, Riley Osborne, it was a very impressive display, but kind of lacked the extra touch, the icing on the cake, if you will.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a credit to the development that this guy has had. This is the first time he's under the lights like this in a boxing match. Obviously, there's going to be some issues. The fan zone has it 87% for Mike Edwards, and then 13% of people didn't watch the fight.
I don't know. Like, I think some of those judges, some of those who are voting for Cornish are impaired, perhaps, visually. I don't know.
We might have Stevie Wonder watching and going, you know what, I'll take a dart on Cornish.
I wasn't sure if I'm allowed that joke. It's difficult to know what's possible. But well done to you for getting it out.
The Machine absolutely chugged through Jake Cornish, and here we've got some impressive VIPs in the building.
An impressive victory, and I think it's a credit to just how impressive the fact that we have any feedback for a guy like Mike Edwards. He's shown so much skill and so much potential that if he makes a few adjustments, this guy is a serious danger to everyone in the cruiserweight tournament.
And it's crazy because one half of the body I was deeply impressed with. The jab, the left hand, I thought was really on point. It was just the right when he went for those power shots. He was his own worst enemy, but unfortunately, Jake Cornish wasn't here tonight as we send it inside to Huss for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Both Judge Alexander Plummins and Sven Graifi scored the bout 49-46. Judge Wally Scott scores the bout 50-47. And your winner by unanimous decision, the Machine, Mike Edwards!
Not a shocker that the Machine has found his first victory. Some good sportsmanship displayed by the silver medalist high jumper Riley Osborne. Your thoughts on his debut?
Absolutely phenomenal debut. The thing that's so great about Misfits is we get to watch these guys get better. We get to see the guys show up for their first fight, but then the second fight, they can look like a totally different fighter. If Mike Edwards keeps doing what he was just doing, if he improves at the rate that he just improved, he is going to be a serious risk to anyone that he fights.
I love it. Let's take it to Harry Panero.
X Series 17. Now, unfortunately, guys, the Freeview viewers, your stream is over. 6 unmissable fights, 2 special performances from KSI, and the only way you can take part is by going to buy it on Dazn.com. But before we get into it, let's take a little memory lane. 2 years of unmissable fights. Here's what it's been like.
It's not going to be your usual show. Get ready. This is the Dazn X Series 001.
Let's get ready to rumble! KSI with his first victim. It's the second fight of the night for KSI, and they called it. KSI wins 2 fights in 1 night. Feels so good. Redemption is so sweet.
We have our first ever tag team boxing match with the fan favorite team of Luis Alcaraz Pineda, Los Pineda Colados.
We are about to witness history right now. I've never seen anything like it.
Beat it!
Oh!
Big
right hand to the body. Wow!
Check it out, Dylan. There's you.
Oh, he deked him. He deked him. Yeah. Hit him while he's down. And here there we go. Broken out to a brawl. Security stormed the ring. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow. KSI.
For the women's Misfits Boxing Middleweight World Championship.
It's not looking good. And it's over. Elle Brooke is the new X Series Misfits Middleweight Champion. Oh, my goodness! Knockout of the year contender. That's the team. That's your knockout of the night and one of the best knockouts in X Series history.
Are you not entertained? Live on Dazn, X Series 17, a colossal crossover card in Dublin. Danny Arons faces Premier League winner Danny Simpson.
Stefford in the ring against the former footballer.
Dean the Great defends his title against hometown hero Dave Fogarty. And Irish boxing sensation Ben Williams is back.
I'm gonna smash Warren Spencer's face in.
Plus global superstar KSI returns with a special live performance. X Series 17, live on Dazn.